And good Thursday evening, everyone. Todd Warren here on Facebook Live tonight with the latest on what's ahead of us here as far as the weekend is concerned. And start off with a programming note. I'm strongly considering starting this at 8:15 from here on out, just to give me a little bit more time to send the recording that I'm doing for the KTAL Now app to the app. So that gives me a little bit more time to do that before I have to get into the 9 o'clock news. So next week, again, we'll start at 8:30. Just to give you a little bit of a heads up. If you're watching on the KTAL Now app, and if you haven't downloaded it yet, this will appear in the weather section right there at the top with all the other weather videos that we post. So coming up tonight, what we're going to be talking about is a nice weekend here across the Arklatex. Again, I'm going to start calling this Weather Worries with Your Weather Authority. All right, and I'll start off by showing you the my level of concern. And you might recall the last couple of nights I put that number at 2. Today I did put it at 3, simply because, not because of severe weather or that risk has gone up any since what it was looking like yesterday, simply because the timing has been delayed into Saturday now for the Crew of Gemini Parade. So if you have plans to attend that or participate in that, keep that in mind. Now, obviously, we're more than a week away. Things likely will change some. It's possible it could move to Sunday. It's possible it can come back to Friday. It's also possible we may not see anything. But that's just giving you the latest on what's on the way. And again, I'll get into the details on that. As of right now, not really too concerned about severe weather, and I'll explain that as well. Also tonight, we're in for some just temperature-wise gorgeous weather. We'll flirt with 80 tomorrow, cool off a bit Saturday, and then next week, pretty much all week, we'll be in the 70s, minus the end of the week when that second of 2 disturbances moves in. Of course, I'll share the details on that with you as well. If you have a question or a comment, we always like to answer any questions you have. And of course, we always like to say hi, as it's tradition to begin the festivities with our hellos. So first on board tonight is Brian. Hello there, Brian. Lewis, good evening to you. Betty, greetings there in Union County. Rusty, good evening. Ready for warm. It's going to be a little chilly tonight, Rusty, but not as cold as last night. We won't have frost on the ground tomorrow morning. Eric says it's now 61 still in his neck of the woods in Colbert, Oklahoma. Hello there, Eric. Brad and WCOK, hello to you. And Mary, thank you for watching, and you are quite welcome. All right, let's move ahead. You can see the time lapses here at sunset. Just a very colorful sunset whenever we have the high clouds around. That was the case tonight in Shreveport as well as in Marshall as we entered deeper into twilight, and even a little color there on the horizon in Texarkana. As far as our daytime highs today, we did make it into the 60s. 66 degrees was the high in Texarkana, 64 degrees in Shreveport, and pretty much all the area, minus Magnolia, made it into the 60s, with the warm spots coming in from both Texarkana and Longview with that 66 degree daytime high. As far as the weather pattern that we have right now, still watching a couple of things. We have this big upper level ridge which extends right up into the Rockies. We'll see this gradually move through the southern sections of the country. It's going to de-amplify somewhat here in the next couple of days, but it is going to keep us dry. You can see a batch of energy here behind the ridge that's going to move in behind it. And once the axis of this ridge moves by the Arklatex, we'll start to see more of a southwesterly wind above us, which means we'll start to see more clouds Monday. And as this first disturbance approaches, we'll see a shot for some rain on Tuesday. I'll show you the details on that in grain of salt time. Let's talk about the next 3 or 4 days, first of all. And this is a look at the weather map with the highs, lows, fronts, and basically everything else on top of Futurecast. And you can see the relatively quiet weather across most of the U.S. We do have a little bit of the usual lake effect snows with this Alberta Clipper moving across the Great Lakes. Looks like a little bit of rain there in California right now. This front here, as it moves into the Arklatex, is going to enhance the warming tomorrow. That's one reason why we're going to be in the mid to upper 70s tomorrow for daytime highs. And then behind the front, we're going to cool off on Saturday temporarily with the northeasterly wind. but the wind will shift around back to the southwest. You'll see that when I show Futurecast up close. But notice the rest of the country pretty quiet. Keep an eye on that disturbance in the Pacific Northwest for those with Super Bowl interests. You can see heading into Saturday night, the rain starts to move into the northwestern corner of California, and it does still look like it's going to stay north of Santa Clara or San Francisco here during game time. So, and probably throughout the entire, it's basically going to miss them to the north. And you can see Monday, I mentioned the clouds. You can see the return of the clouds here at home. And also you can see as we head into Monday evening, the rain breaking out with that upper level disturbance to the west of the Arctic here. And so that's what it looks like for the next several days. Let's, before we get into Futurecast here, let's see who else has chimed in. Alexi, hello. Yes, Alexi, I would go ahead and do that. I'm planning on doing it at 8:15. I may leave from dinner a little bit earlier or prepare everything. I do some of the preparations when I get back from dinner, but I think I'm going to do all of them before. So just got to get a habit of doing that. So that's the plan. Brad, nice day in WCOK. I'm glad you enjoyed it, Brad. It gets even better tomorrow. Trust me. Stacy, hello. Aaron, greetings. Norm, Gary is here watching in Palm Springs, California. Low 80s there in Palm Springs from our resident Chiefs fan there in California. Yolanda, hello. Hopefully you enjoyed the sunshine today, and you got plenty more coming. Let's give you a look at Futurecast here as we go through the night tonight. We will stay clear. The southwesterly wind will result in lows in the 40s instead of the 20s and low 30s. Tomorrow we will see, again, that you can see the wind shift here. The actual boundary is just north, and that is going to result in, of course, the warm-up tomorrow. But as we shift around to the northeast, that's going to keep temperatures down a bit Saturday. But eventually, heading into Saturday night, you can see the wind shifts around to the south. And then heading into Sunday, southwest. So we'll be right back up well into the 70s Sunday with perhaps a few more clouds mixing in with the sunshine Sunday. And you can see we stay quiet Sunday night, and with that south to southwesterly wind. And with that axis of that ridge moving by, we'll start to see more clouds, and definitely we'll see a mostly cloudy sky for Monday. And kind of doubtful we'll see much as far as any rain Monday. That will change Monday night, and especially Tuesday. All right, so that's the next 3 or 4 days. Brad, tell your mother, Diana, hello. Hello there, Diana. Hopefully you're enjoying some time with the kiddo there. All right, let's show you the long range aspect of things here with the weather pattern. Watch that ridge, how it kind of loses its amplitude as it heads to the southeast. Notice the upper level low back behind it. This right here, this is what's going to move our way and give us the shot for some rain. Now, the rain precipitation you see here, that's from the blend of models. The actual pattern is from the GFS. I'm hoping to get the European available in the system here sometime this year. But nonetheless, we are going to be looking at, again, relatively, models are kind of split on the coverage of this, as evident by the model blend here, but others do show some pretty good coverage of rain for Tuesday. And so that will clear. Wednesday, Thursday, pretty much dry. You can see the rain breaking out, possibly Friday. Now, some of the models, actually the majority of the models, cut the rain chances Friday to 20%. So this could be a bit overdone. And you can see that we could see that rain chance linger into Saturday. All right, some models showing it Saturday. I'm hoping it's somewhere in the middle, Friday night, and then we could salvage the crew of Gemini Parade, and it definitely looks like we'll be dry here for next Sunday, although with the southwesterly flow, probably we'll see quite a bit as far as cloud cover. As far as severe weather, again, we have the disturbance Tuesday, the disturbance late in the week. You can see the instability numbers. This is actually, instead of using the European model, which when I show you this, that's what I've been using, I did find the same thing within the blend of models, which kind of gives you broader view of opinion, so to speak. And so you can see the numbers here are relatively low still. So I'm not really too worried as of right now as far as seeing any severe weather, although we will have to watch that disturbance on Friday. All right, as far as rainfall, this is from the Weather Predictions Center, and this will take us through next, Thursday. So this will cover Tuesday's disturbance, and notice most of the area, actually all of the area, 1/10 of an inch or less. So that Tuesday disturbance is not going to drop much. But notice what happens with the second one. Latest numbers from this afternoon from the blend of models showing 1 inch to 1.5 inches over the northern sections of the area, and amounts probably, say, 3/4 of an inch and below south of Interstate 20. So definitely looks like, as of right now, the rain will be heaviest over the northern sections of the area from now through next weekend. Showing you the individual models here, you can see the agreement pretty packed, right around 1 inch north. And notice how the numbers are a little bit lower as you head south into the central and then southern sections of the Arklatex. So it does look like there's strong evidence here that we will at least see 1 inch across the north, and amounts will be a bit lighter further to the south. Here's the GFS taking you out a couple weeks, and you can see that it has the heaviest rains over the northern sections of the area. Now, again, I'll be happy when I get the access to the European that I can show, because it tends to be more consistent, longer range. Just a case in point, this is the afternoon run of the GFS. The morning run had 2 to 3 inches up here, so it is long. The farther you go out, it varies a great deal from run to run. Hence, grain of salt time. It's going to change, right? But that kind of gives you a sense of what we could be looking at for the next 2 weeks as far as rain. All right, so I think that's everything I had as far as rain. David wants to know, just do you believe we've had our last freeze of the winter? It's quite possible. I mentioned that as a possibility last night, David. But typically our last freeze is in the middle of March on average. Given the fact that the next couple of weeks, which will take us, 2/3 through the, you'll see that here in a second when we talk temperatures, given the fact that we are not going to get anywhere near it that'll take us through the 19th of February. We still got a couple weeks. Now, Tuesday in grain of salt night, the 45-day ensembles from the European showed that we would see basically near normal temperatures in March, which would keep us above freezing. So I would put the chances of seeing our last freeze 55-45 we have. We still have a long way to go. And again, as we found out with the winter storm, the longer range models don't give us very much warning. So there obviously could be a cold snap in there that they're not picking up on. So 55-45, we are done with the freezing. That's maybe a bit strong, actually. Take a look at snowfall here. Do we have any more? And again, the window of seeing this graphic is going to be closing. Nothing here for the next 2 weeks, or at least this is the next 10 days from the blend of models, and there's good model agreement. We're all goose eggs, as we often tell Gary, for his rain. And as far as the GFS, this will take us out even farther. Shows a little bit of snow up in northern Arkansas, but nothing here in the Arklatex. All right, let me pop up the temperatures here, and as those come up, I'm going to get Gary's information as he is waiting patiently for me to tell him if he's going to have goose eggs or not there in Palm Springs. So we have Gary, who often watches in California. We have Chris in Ohio, and Sarah, who I have not seen in a while, from Brooklyn, often watches. So let's see if I can get the information. As that's coming up, let's talk about the European ensembles here. And you can see this goes through the 19th of February, and you can see that it shows, again, a little bit of a cool down behind Friday's disturbance at night, and Saturday 62. But notice the 70s most of next week. Cool down with the disturbance and the rain heading into next weekend, and then we quickly warm right back up into the 70s. The red line is the normal high, the blue line is the normal low, so we're pretty much going to be above normal here and well above normal for the next 2 weeks. All right, Gary, the numbers are in. No goose eggs. Looks like a decent amount of rain here in the middle of the month. I'm showing a good chance next weekend, and then again, that could continue through next week. You could be looking at an inch or two from now through the 20th. And as far as your temperatures, Gary, you mentioned the 80s. You'll stay in the 80s through Monday, and then you'll settle into the low to middle 70s for the rest of next week. And then heading into the weekend, the week after Valentine's Day, you'll be in the 60s for highs. Lows in the 50s for the first week, fall into the 40s for the second week. So Gary's going to cool down. Enjoy those 60s while you can, Gary, because that window of opportunity is rapidly closing for you. Again, here at home, the GFS ensembles, somewhat similar to the European ensembles. The cool down behind the front tomorrow. As you can see, the 64 Saturday. I think I have 65 now for Saturday. We warm back up through most of next week. Cooler next weekend. Notice the timing of this Saturday, and then we warm right back up. And notice the lowest we go is low 40s. So doesn't look like we'll see any freezing temperatures here for the next couple of weeks. Let's see. Gail, hello. Dylan, greetings. Billy, love this weather? I love it too. Gary says goose eggs. No goose eggs, Gary. An inch or two of rain possible for you. Santa has entered the chat, says Cold Front Chris. And he is not happy with Mother Nature's unleashing of the 70s, I'm sure. Well, let's show you my forecast here. Basically, considering everything I've shown you, as tonight is looking pretty much mostly clear. Temperatures will not be as cold, as we will see lows tonight in the low to middle 40s. Again, someone asked me about freezing. Now, I was talking about Shreveport. Now, further to the north, obviously, the 55-45 is going to be a little bit lower on the yes, we're done answer. So, again, that you got to qualify that answer to where you live. All right, so, but tonight, nowhere near freezing, although 36 in DeQueen, 42 in Texarkana, 44 degrees for the low temperature tonight in Shreveport. Notice the normal still in the upper 30s. That's going to be going up to 40 here probably tomorrow or the next day. 61 is now the normal high, as will be much warmer tomorrow, almost 20 degrees above normal as we hit 79 degrees in Shreveport, 77 degrees in Texarkana, 78 in Marshall, and 75 degrees for the high temperature tomorrow in Natchitoches. So too bad it's Friday, man. It's just a great day I got a gutter I got to fix, and it would have been a perfect day to be able to do that, but unfortunately, I don't think I'm going to have time. Anyway, 10-day forecast shows that we will have a nice weekend. 65 Saturday. It looks perfect. May want to take a jacket to the Centaur Parade Saturday if you're going. There's that chance of rain Tuesday. Again, the majority of the models upping the probability some. And then we've kind of moved back the highest probabilities with the second disturbance. Could impact the Crew of Gemini Parade, but again, that's in grain of salt time. That's more than a week away, so that means chances are it's going to change some. And as of right now, it does look dry for the Highland Parade Sunday, although a little bit cooler there for next Saturday with the rain temperatures in the low 60s, probably falling into the 50s during the parade. Betty says it was cool there all day. You're a little bit further to the east, and obviously northeast, Betty. That's one reason. Wait till tomorrow. You'll be in the 70s there tomorrow. So that is pretty much everything that I had for you planned tonight, folks. Just a quick review. As you can see here, the 10-day forecast. In case you're wondering, 79 tomorrow. Record high in Shreveport's 85. So that's a ways away from the record high. But we are looking at just a gorgeous weekend. 2 chances of rain on the way in the next 10 days. The biggest concern is going to be the impact, or at least possible impacts, on the Gemini Parade Saturday. That's the bad news. The good news is, as of right now, it doesn't look like we will see much as far as any severe weather. Obviously, we're getting into the time of year when that becomes more of a concern. But right now, next Saturday doesn't look like any issues with that. Gary says he misses the music and the dad jokes. Okay, Gary, there's your music. So I've been waiting for someone to request a dad joke. So, and everyone's been quiet here. So maybe we'll see how that goes. See if everyone misses it, or if Gary's out there by himself. Well, that will do it for me tonight, folks. As always, it's a pleasure chatting with you. Thanks for watching. And again, I will be doing this tomorrow, but I will be back, which is typical. But I will be back again. Reminder: 8:15. We're going to start Monday at 8:15. Starting Monday, and for going forward, we'll start at 8:15. So until Monday, have a great Friday, have a great weekend. Get outside and enjoy that sunshine. Good night.